Hello, I'm Damien Ryo, and let's continue with this game. Okay, so the first, creepy thing happened. Well, first, I mean, we've already had at the start the creepy encounter, but now we saw a woman literally being abducted and, harassed, so it's getting a bit spicier. I don't know whose route we're still on. Is it Kika? Is it Akane? It keeps switching, so I honestly have no clue who we're going to get in the end. It's interesting. I hope it saves, because I clicked yesterday stop recording, and it also, the whole game just crashed, so I hope it stopped and saved, so let's just see. Okay, I got to the place where we finished off, so I wonder how far we're in the story, because we need to finish all 3 girls' routes and then go to other people's routes, so it really is going to be a long gameplay, because we're on episode 4, I think, and I have been playing this for 5 hours. So it's gonna be a pretty long game, but I cannot wait. Okay, let's get into it. In the end, that day passed by with an air of unease hanging over the school. The classroom was constantly restless, full of endless whispers. The teachers only ever gave them half-hearted scoldings before climbing up again. What? By what? Did they find out about the woman? Huh? I guess the teachers are creeped out by this too. When Kika whispered that out loud, Kyoji nods in agreement. Whispers out loud. Isn't that just talking normally? Unexplained disappearances happening back to back in such a small town, and rumors of a suspicious person lurking around. Anyone would be terrified. During homeroom at the end of the day, the Sandman warned them in his usual sleepy voice. He told them to travel in groups with other students going in the same direction, to avoid taking any detours, and to not walk around once night falls. The incidents aren't yet serious enough for them to try and enforce their instructions. The parents might start complaining if the school doesn't do anything. For now, the teachers are just warning them to be careful. I mean, it is 3 abductions by this point, right? Maybe Kyoji's reading too much into things, but the Sandman's tone gives him the impression the teachers must have discussed it amongst themselves. Well, of course. So we can go back home alone after we part ways? Getting Aoi whispering to Akane. The question honestly strikes him as pretty good. He considers dropping by the old astronomy club room, but given what they've just been told, he imagines Kika will simply head home with someone today. Does she have someone to go with home though? You can't help but feel like it's a shame. There isn't much you can do in this situation, but you just said Kika doesn't really have friends. Who would you go home with? Okay, time for club practice. As soon as homeroom ends, Shinta reaches for a sports bag. Oh right, what club are you in? Soccer. Soccer? Yep, we got a tournament coming up, so we can't take any time off. Our advisor said he'll give us a ride home in his car. That surprises Kyoji a bit. Although Shinta was already interested in soccer, Kyoji seems to remember him playing baseball as a kid. When Kyoji asks him about it, Shinta bravely puffs up his chest. What? Why do they have to? For the helmet? Strange, I've never heard that you have to shave your hair. But yeah, most baseball teams, yeah, I have seen with shaved heads. Is that a thing? Well, at the school, members of the baseball team have to shave their heads. Wouldn't be popular with the girls if I did it. So that's your reason.
なんだよ、悪いと、もう行かないと。じゃあな、教授。また明日。
What? That's not a good reason? Wait, I gotta get going. Bye, Kyoji. See you tomorrow. With that, Shinta hurries out of the classroom. Shinta trying to be popular, huh? When did he mature like that? Believe it or not, Maki-kun is pretty popular. Akane chimes in, her bag in hand. Is he? Shinta, really? Yeah, some of the underclassmen girls say he's kind, and the upperclassmen girls think he's cute. Wow, Shinta's got that going for him, huh? Shinta helps Koji with his pranks when they were little, so girls would avoid him like the plague. I guess some things do change. Yeah, Koji is still the same stupid idiot. Aika can talk, but forget that, let's go home. Huh? The way Akane casually invites him to go home with her surprises him so much he stops to stare at her. Logically, you live close by, logically you're going to go home. And haven't you gone home together already? What's so strange? Her cheeks turn a bit red as she starts speaking very quickly. What's so strange about this? I mean, you know, the teacher said we should walk together if we're going the same way. It's true that Akane's house is the same direction as his for at least some of the way. Yeah, let's go back. Koji scratches the tip of his nose. Akane's face flushes happily. He heads to the school gate with Akane. Where's Aoi? Some people are going home in large groups, but most people are in groups of 2 or 3, much like Kyoji. None of their faces look terribly concerned. If anything, they look excited. They all feel like the incidents aren't their problem. Oh, children. Better take this seriously. Kyoji feels the same way they do too. Of course he does. Of course he does. If anything, the fact he's walking home with Akane in public feels like a much bigger deal. But you've walked together already. What do you mean? But oddly enough, it doesn't feel bad at all. Am I delusional? Did they not walk home together already and gone out together? They're literally childhood friends. Why is it so strange to him? Just as he gives Akane a sidelong glance, Akane suddenly looks at him as well. Both of them avert their gaze at the same time, like they've just seen something they shouldn't. The sports ground sure is empty today. Yeah, I think only the soccer team's practicing today. Looks like that. Oh, there's Shinta. Shinta notices the two of them and waves. A ball comes flying towards him from behind, hitting him in the head and making him stagger forward. Poor Shinta, man. He pulls himself together and starts chasing around the boy who kicked the ball at him. Koji and Akane exchange looks and laugh wistfully. I see, Shinta's as peppy as ever. Maki-kun's always like that. He's a lot nicer to girls than he used to be though. He is? Really? They continue walking towards the school gate. Koji realizes that talking about other people is helping him calm down. They continue making jokes at Shinta's expense. Kyoji, man. You're such a bitch. So basically, Shinta told me that... Oh, are you all heading home? Where's Aoi, by the way? Isn't Aoi, like, always walking with Akane? Where is she? Someone calls out to them from behind. Kika. Misono-san, you want to walk home with us too? Akane invites her with a grin. That's a good idea. Talking about other people helps him put him at ease around Akane. Having more people around will make things even easier. Also, since he couldn't go to the astronomy club today, so he's honestly happy to run into Kika unexpectedly like this. Being around Kika seems to soothe him. Huh? Would I be in the way though? Huh? No, what are you saying, Misono-san? We'd never think you get in the way though. Isn't that right, Kyoji? Ow! What? Akane taps him so hard on the back that he almost falls over. That was a punch sound. Kika nods even as she covers his mouth with her hands and giggles. I suppose I'll take you up on that offer then. My house is right next to Kazuyaki-san's after all. The three of them head towards the gate. Where's Aoi? Am I the only one concerned about Aoi? All that's left is to head home. Or so he thought, but as soon as he steps out the gate, someone grabs him by the arm. Kyo-chan. Whoa, Yamiko-san, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? That's rude! Didn't I tell you I'll be having you help me do research for my article today? Wait, hold on just a minute. You basically forced me into that promise. You even made me ask you to let me help you. Are you after work after this, Yamiko-ne-chan? Akane chimes in from the side. Ah, Akane-chan, as cute as ever. Oh, stop it, Yamiko-ne-chan. You're always so good with compliments. Oh, and who's this? Yamiko points at Kika. This is Misono Kika-san from our class. She was my classmate at my old school too. She transferred to this school just like me. Wow, if that isn't a huge coincidence. Yamiko grabs Kika's hand and shakes it vigorously. Nice to meet you. I'm Saitama Yamiko, Kyoji's guardian. So your name is Kika? You're such a classy cute girl. I hope you and Kyo-chan get along well. Yamiko-san, cut it out. You're embarrassing me. Kyoji chimes in, unable to stop himself, but Yamiko only frowns at him in displeasure. Oh, but I haven't said anything embarrassing. She's right, Chino-kun. She didn't say anything strange. Right? Right. Kika chuckles as Akane chimes in to move the conversation along. She is such a great guardian. She gets along with everyone. But you said something about research? You know how there are old ruins in this town? I want to look into them. Wow, that sounds interesting. Seeing Akane's enthusiastic reaction, Kyoji suddenly realizes something. Oh, right, Yamiko-san, I can't actually help you today. We were told today to go home in groups whenever possible. In groups? Is it because of the disappearances? Right, I have to walk them home, you see. Yamiko wags a finger at him. Kyo-chan, you've got the wrong idea there. This isn't a date or anything. You have to watch out for yourself too. I'll be fine, I'm a guy. Only women have been going missing, right? We don't know that yet. Criminals like that think in ways normal people like us can't predict.
それこそいつの間にか男の子に終始買いしてきょうちゃんみたいな子を頭からパックンバリバリって
Fuck. Who knows when the culprit will decide they're into boys now, and then someone like you gets gobbled up. Stop that. Don't say stuff like gobbled up. I can't take you seriously when you say stuff like that. Kyuji feels terribly tired all of a sudden.
でもそうねそういうことならあかねちゃんとひいかちゃんも一緒に来る
If we die together. But you're right. Then how about this? Akane-chan, Kika-chan, do you want to come with us?
本当に一緒に行ってもいいの
Huh? Come with you? Can we?
でもお邪魔じゃありませんか
Won't we get in the way? Akane beams happily, but Kika asks that with a somewhat anxious look on her face.
そっかそうだよね迷惑かもしれないよね
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. We're not gonna be a burden, are we? The music is literally frying my brain. It's so loud. Akane's tone drops at once, but Yamiko shakes her
大
head.
丈夫邪魔なんてことないわよ
Don't worry, you're not a burden at all.
もちろん取材が終わったら私ときょうちゃんの2人でお家まで送ってあげるわ
Of course. And once we're done with the field research, Kyuji and I will walk you home together. Akane nods happily. Kika also agrees with a serious
そう
expression.
いうことでしたらせっかくだし
If you say so, why not? She calls it a magazine, but it's this furry occult Ow! Why do you have to keep putting her down? Kyuji calls out in pain as she pulls hard on his ear. Why do he keep having to put her down?
オカルト
Occult? Kika suddenly mumbles that. Oh yeah, Yamiko writes for an occult magazine. What about it?
なんでもないな
Was she in a cult? Oh, don't mind me. It's nothing. Kika shakes her head, but her face looks oddly pale. Was she in a cult?
じゃあそうと決まったら早速行きましょう
Now that that's decided, let's get going. Yamiko walks off, leading the group. With Yamiko in the lead, they go up to the mountain trail behind the school. The area is surrounded by thick, heavy trees. Now that it's after school, it's much darker here than it was in the morning. The sun still filters through the foliage, though casting dots of light on the exposed earth. Akane has been sticking close to Yamiko since they came here. Koji slowly totters after them while the two women happily chatter. Kika is staying about half a step behind Kyoji. Sorry about all that, Misuno-san. You basically dragged along with us. I could walk you back home now if you want.
私も雑誌の取材には興味があるし
No, it's fine. I'm curious about how a journalist gathers information too. Kika smiles softly, as if telling him not to worry about her. She's really mature, huh? She feels completely different from other girls their age. She's kinda reserved, in contrast to Akane's louder, more fussy nature. And what's more... Whoa! When Kika stumbles over something, Kyoji hurriedly extends a hand towards her.
ごめんなさいごめん小石多いのね
What's more, she's a klutz. Sorry, there's a lot of pebbles around here. Girl, did you just trip on a pebble? She looks oddly bashful about it. That's what mountain roads are like. Watch your feet, okay? Kika is a reserved, mature beauty, but she's got a bit of a ditzy streak. She was like that at the old school too. Although it's been a while since they last saw each other, she hasn't changed much. You can hear Akane's cheerful voice coming from ahead of them.
ねえねえヤミコお姉ちゃん今どんなことを調べてるの
Hey, Yamiko One-chan, what are you looking into right now?
今調べてるのはねこの呉彦町に伝わる人食い鬼と光の見柱伝説よ
Right now, I'm looking into the legends here in Kurehito, the man-eating demon and the pillar of light.
人食い鬼と 私生まれた時からこの町に住んでるけど、そんなの聞いたことないよ。
The man-eating demon and the pillar of light. I've been here all my life, but I've never heard of those.
古い話で知ってる人はほとんどいないしね。
They're all legends, unknown to most people. Yumiko punctuates her words with an ominous chortle.
面白そう。どういう話？
Oh, that sounds interesting. What's the story behind them? Well... Akane lowers her voice into a pretentious whisper.
そもそもは鎌倉時代、承久の乱の頃だというから13世紀の頭頃にね、この辺りで地震が起きたの。
The story dates back to the Kamakura period, a period known as the Jokyu War. In the early 13th century, there was an earthquake here.
ヤミコお姉ちゃん、話し方が違うよ。
You're talking kind of weird, Yamiko One-chan.
いつもの喋り方じゃないでしょ。ま、それはともかく。
If I talk normally, it ruined the mood, right? But oh well.
その地震、かなり大きなものだったそうで、この辺活断層があるらしいから、それでね、地震の後に洞窟が見つかったそうなの。
Apparently, it was a pretty major earthquake. Apparently, there's an active fault in this area. After that earthquake happened, they discovered a cave.
当時、その洞窟のあたりには小さな集落があってね。最初村人たちは地震の影響で洞窟ができたのだと思ったそうよ。
There used to be a small village near the cave. At first, the villagers thought the cave was formed because of the earthquake.
でもね、その洞窟の中に踏み入ってみたところ、中には古い祭壇があったのね。
But once they stepped foot in the cave, they found an old altar all inside.
村人たちは誰もその由来を知らなかったけれど、これはきっと曰くある場所に違いないというので、お祭りすることにしたそうよ。ところが、
Why would they find an old altar and start praying to it? Like, why would you worship? Fucking people. None of the villagers knew where this altar originated from. They assumed it must have had some history behind it. Because of that, they decided to worship it. However,
ところが、 その洞窟に入った人が次々に行方知らずになったのね。いつしか洞窟は神隠しの合う場所として知られるようになったの。
the people that walked into the cave started disappearing one by one, and soon enough, the cave became known as a place that spirits people away.
神隠しはそれからも相次ぎ、消えた人々は一人として帰っては来ない。
The disappearances continued even after that, and the people who went missing never turned up again.
いつしか祭壇は聖なる場所ではなく、忌むべき場所として受け取られるようになっていったの。
The altar came to be known not as a sacred site, but as a cursed place to be avoided.
地震が起こるまであの場所が誰にも知られていなかったのも、こんなことがあったせいじゃないかって。
That's why they believe no one knew about the place before the earthquake unearthed it.
それで村人たちはその洞窟を前みたいに塞いでしまうことにしたの。
And so, the villagers decided to seal the cave, so it would be hidden away once more.
でもね、それから数年経った梅雨の最中のある日、恐ろしい事件が起こったの。
But, a few years after that, on one rainy day, a terrible accident happened. As if on cue, the area around them grows darker as Yamiko lowers her voice. Now that they're on the mountain trail, the curtain of thick greenery and branches block off even more of the sunlight. The exposed soil of the trail has a strong, moist smell. The roots of the trees sticking out from the ground suddenly look eerily like exposed ribs. When Kyoji turns to look at Kika, he finds that she suddenly looks very pale. What's wrong, Misono-san?
なんでも
Nothing's wrong. Eh? She smiles and shakes her head, but Kyoji still gets the impression that she's much paler than normal. Maybe she's just a scaredy cat.
ねえねえそれで恐ろしい出来事ってどんな
So what happened next? What kind of terrible incident happened? Akane hugs her back, expression frightened, but she still urges Yamiko to continue.
その日は朝からのそぼ降る雨で鬱陶しい日だったそう。厚い雲のおかげで昼間だと夜に村は夜のように暗くて
It was dark that morning, as the rain continued to fall. The thick clouds above men, the village was as dark as night, even at the height of noon.
なのに突然村中が明るくなったらしいの。
But suddenly, the whole village became bright.
村人たちが何事かと外を見れば山、ちなみにこの西森山のことね。ここの中腹から大きな光の柱が立っていたんですって。
The villagers looked outside, curious to see what happened, and saw the mountain, the same mountain Nishimori were on right now. A large pillar of light shot up from the mountainside towards the heavens. Maybe it was just a bolt of lightning. Yamiko shakes her head.
それがね、何の音もしなかったんだそうよ。村はこの麓にあったんだから、こんなところに雷が落ちたらすごい音がするはずなんだけど。
They say there wasn't any sound, and the village was at the foot of the mountain, so if it was lightning, the thunder would have been terribly loud.
そしてその光の柱が立った翌日、野良仕事帰りの女が田んぼのあぜ道に男が立っていることに気がついたの。
And then, the day after the pillar of light appeared, a woman on her way back from the field spotted a man. Look! Stop yawning, Jesus Christ. And then, the day after the pillar of light appeared, a woman on her way back from the field spotted a man standing in the footpath between the rice fields.
男は村では有名な札付きでね、日頃から盗みを働いたり女の子に悪さをしたりとろくでもないやつだったの。
That man has quite a terrible reputation in the town. He spent his days stealing and pulling terrible pranks on the girls. A real ne'er-do-well.
だから最初その女は知らん顔をして通り過ぎようとしたのね。でも男の様子がおかしいことに気づいたの。
So at first, the woman passed by him while pretending not to notice he was there. But then she realized something was strange about the man.
どこに行ってきたのか。着物はあちこちが汚れて擦り切れ、それは哀れの様子。髪は乱れて急にとうの年を取ったような風景だったんですって。
Wherever he came from, his clothes were covered in filth, making for a very pitiful sight. His hair was unkempt, and he looked like he had become 10 years older.
何より広角からよだれを垂れ流しながらうつろな目をしてわけのわからないことばかりを口走っていたそうなの。
Maybe his mentality just was destroyed and he became ill. This isn't that strange actually. But strangest of all, he stood there drooling at the mouth, his eyes blank as he kept mumbling incomprehensive words. Maybe he just had a migraine, I get like that as
気
well.
が狂っちゃったの。
Did he go insane?
そう。それにね、
That's
それ
right,
だけじゃないの。
and not just that.
無残に何かに食い散らかされた人間の体が。
Huh. Lying next to the man was a gruesomely half-eaten human corpse. Why did you get scared by that? What? I can't scream, so yeah. Huh? Yeah, Kyoji, I'm with you on this one. Huh? Everyone present looks at Kika with brown eyes. Kika hugs her back tightly as she ducks downward, her face wet with tears. Kika, are you alright? I didn't know you were that scared. Like, what the fuck? Misono-san?
もしかしてミソノさんこの手の話苦手だった
Misono-san, are you like bad with these kinds of stories? Akane's words rouse Kika. She looks up with a start and shakes her head.
気にしなくていいから続きをどうぞ
Don't mind me, keep going. But despite her words, she's quite pale. Kyoji wonders if he should stop Yamiko to spare Kika. I'll stop. He should stop her. With that decision in mind, Kyoji speaks up. Yamiko-san, listen. Before Kyoji can stop Yamiko, Akane leans in.
ねえそれで
Akane, for fuck's sake. It was probably that man. Or like a monster, who cares? Like... Fucking hell. So, who ate the body? Kyoji slumps over in defeat. Hey, Akane, can't you read the mood?
何
Akane, you're so fucking stupid. What? Kyoji's call makes Akane jolt and turn to look at him with a frightened expression. This is bad. She's too engrossed in Yamiko's story to notice what's going on around her. Kika shakes her head with a wry smile.
いいの私も続きが聞きたいわ
It's fine, Gino-kun. I want to hear how it ends too. But it's just gossip though. You don't have to force yourself to listen.
続きがわからないのも嫌だもの気を使ってくれてありがとう
But not knowing how it ends will bother me too. Thank you for caring though. Kika softly smiles at him.
それでヤミコお姉ちゃん続きは
So, what happens next, Yamiko One-chan?
さあ結局その発狂した男の方もその後すぐに死んじゃったらしい
What about the woman who saw it? Who knows? That man ended up dying soon after. But before he died,
その男死ぬ直前にね一瞬正気に帰ってこう言い残したそうなの
the man regained his sanity for a moment and said this.
あれはあの夜の通路じゃ
That was a passage to another world.
あれってもしかして洞窟のこと
By that, did he mean the cave? Of
そう
course.
その頃には若い種の間で洞窟の奥にはお宝があるなんて噂が流れていたらしいのね大方その男もどこからか潜り込んだんだろうって
Yes, at that time, there was a rumor among the village's youth that there was treasure at the end of the cave. In all likelihood, that man tried to explore the cave in search of it.
でそのうち洞窟に祀られていたのは人供養にだったんだって噂が流れて村人たちはなんとかその鬼を退治しようとするのね
But before long, people began to say that the altar in the cave was devoted to a man-eating demon. The villagers sought to exorcise the demon. I just noticed that Yamiko and Akane's eyes is like half of Yamiko's face. Jesus
で
Christ.
もことごとく帰り口
But every attempt only ended with the demon killing its attackers in turn.
というか我こそ鬼を倒さんと洞窟へ向かった強者たちの屍が食べ散らかされた状態で村のあちこちに放置されていたそうなの
The corpses of the warriors who boasted they would be the ones to slay the demon were discovered half-eaten around the village.
井戸の中に放り込まれた足軒にぶら下がる臓物道端の水たまりは血の色に染まり村は不臭が漂い小さなウジたちが気ままに死体を這い回る
The well was full of legs, intestines dangling from the eaves, and the pools beside the road were colored red with blood. A constant stench hung over the villages as maggots crawled over the bodies.
村のありさまはまるで地獄絵図のようだったそうよ
The village became like an image of hell.
えく
Whoa, gruesome. Gruesome indeed. Kochi knows it's just a legend, but that there's no way to say if it really happened. But hearing that something so scary might have once happened here gives Kyoju goosebumps. By the title of the game, something is going to happen like that again. You don't have to listen if you don't want to, Misono-san. That's really nice, but it's kind of hard not to listen. Despite covering her ears with her hands, Kika still faithfully shakes her head. She's even covering her ears. Oh my goodness. Girly. I mean, it'd be scary if I didn't hear the rest. Is that how it works? If I don't hear how it ends, I'll just keep imagining all sorts of options, you know. I only get scared before bedtime, so I'd rather just hear how it ends. Actually, I don't like this much. Like, I wish Kika was cool-headed about this. Like, she would be more my type, honestly. Like, with her being an absolute scaredy cat, it's kinda meh. I'm still wondering where Aoi is. Maybe that's how it works. Kyoji doesn't quite get it himself. So, what happens next, One-chan? Why? And so, the villagers decided to worship the man-eating demon as a god. Akane looks baffled. Yeah, why? They decided to worship a demon as a god? Is it like a Yakuza reforming to become a god or something? Well, something like that. Your analogy is a lot more boring though. But even that couldn't stop the demon's rampage. They even tried offering its sacrifices, but not even those changed anything. So how did it all end? That's kind of boring. Well, the same way these kind of stories usually do. A traveling ascetic monk used his divine power to seal the demon, and the village lived happily ever after. It seems that where the story ends. Yamiko's voice instantly returns to its normal tone. Well, that was a pretty weak ending to the story, yeah. Hey, don't say that. It's pretty gruesome, as folktales go. Yeah, I was really scared. Why? What the fuck? Akane is still tightly hugging her bag. You didn't have to listen to it if you were that scared. You're a masochist. You just don't get it. I wanted to hear this story because it's scary. That's right. People are creatures that consume excitement, and a brace earnestly satiates that desire. Right? Right. I really don't get it. The two of them speak almost as one, but you can only stare at them, puzzled. How can women get so terrified by scary stories yet like them so much at the same time? He peers at Kika, who's heaving a deep sigh next to him. You alright? He literally screamed and cried over listening to a fucking story. Yeah, I'm fine. It wasn't that scary. She looks at him with her usual composed smile, but he's not at all convinced after how she screeched earlier. Exactly. But wait, if no one knows that story anymore, where did you hear about it?
昔この辺りにあったお寺のご住職の子孫の方から古文書を見せていただいたの。
Well, let's just say it's because I'm a pro. I used my lead to find the descendants of the head priest who used to run the temple around here. They showed me the ancient scripts they had. There was a temple around here? The only relevant place Kiji can think of around here is a large temple in the middle of town. It's rather large and impressive, to the point where he has wondered if it's somehow concealing something shady. Temples don't usually look so prosperous.
明治政府の廃仏希釈運動の煽りで廃寺になったお寺が結構あったのよね。歴史の授業で習わなかった？
Well, a lot of temples fell into ruin after the anti-Buddhist movement during the Meiji period. Didn't they teach you that in history school?
まだ明治時代まで行ってないもの。
We haven't gotten to the Meiji period yet.
この間の授業がちょうど幕末だったわね。
We just got to the Bakumatsu period the other day.
そうそう。新選組の土方って人、結構ハンサムだよね。
Oh, yeah, Hijikata from the Shinsei Gumi was pretty cool. Token Rando. Akane chimes in, bringing up the topic of history that she's oddly enthusiastic about.
教科書の終わりの方って習わないまま卒業したりするのよね。
I can definitely remember graduating before getting to the end of the textbook. Yumiko says this with a nostalgic look in her eyes. Once her usual expression returns, she takes a look around.
さて、ここからは登り道ね。
Alright, we're gonna have to climb up here. Yumiko stops in front of the Nishimori Shrine's torii gate.
取材ってここなの？
You're going to investigate here? Akane's expression clouds over as she speaks. Kyoji also finds himself holding his breath. Here, of all places? So this is where something with Akane happened? The memory is still fresh enough that coming here after 3 years is enough to vividly conjure up that painful memory. If Kyoji feels this way, Akane probably has it even worse. Some part of him wishes that Akane could have just forgotten about it. But now that he looks at her, it's clear she hasn't forgot anything. And if she wanted to, she'd never forget it.
正しくは神社じゃなくて境内を抜けてもっと奥に入ったところね。
Well, we won't be going to the shrine itself. We'll go through the shrine's grounds and go deep into the mountain. At first, Yamiko doesn't seem to notice that the two of them look. But then she
二
says,
人ともどうかしたの？顔色が変だけど。
What's wrong, you two? You look pale. Nothing.
別に。それよりほら、やみこお姉ちゃん行こう。この階段、一番上まで登るのは結構大変だよ。
Yeah, it's nothing. Let's get going, Yamiko-ne-chan. Climbing all the way up these stairs is pretty exhausting. Tell me what happened. I wanna know. With that said, Akane cheerfully starts climbing up the old stone stairs.
あかねちゃんは元気ね。ところできょうちゃん。
You sure are energetic, Akane-chan. Oh, Kyo-chan? What? As they slowly walk up the staircase behind Akane, Yamiko asks him with her usual tone.
もしかしてここで何かあったのかな？
Did something maybe happen between you two here? Not really, this place has nothing to do with us.
あらやだ。可愛げのないお返事。まあいいけど。
Flee, what a boring answer. But oh well. Hika simply looks at Akane, confused, but still didn't seem inclined to say anything about it.
もうちょっと登ったところだから。
We're almost all the way up. The stairs crawling along the mountainside are crudely made from logs embedded into the ground. The trees overhead obscure the path before them as the setting sun shines down. Yumiko's objective is directly behind the Ishimori Shrine. They go around the main shrine building and climb up the path behind it. There, after about another 5 minutes walk, they discover an old hokora. The miniature shrine is so small they could probably pick it up. Aww. I didn't know there was something like this back here.
何をお祭りしてるんだろうね。
Me neither. What's it supposed to be for? Akane looks around. Her body has stiffened a little as they went around the shrine's main building, but now she seems to be back to her usual self. Miko squats in front of the Hokora and peers through the crumbling bars.
ねえその祠がさっきの話に関係あるの？
Hey, you think this Hokora has to do with the story?
そうよという話になってるんだけど
Yes, at least that's what they say. Miko's response feels oddly unreliable. Kyuji and Akane exchange glances. So, Yamiko-san, what am I supposed to be doing here?
そうねとりあえずはその辺うろうろしてて妙なものを見つけたら教えてくれない？
Well, for the time being, just hang around here and let me know if you find anything strange, okay? Maybe she just didn't want to go up here herself. Well, that's a pretty useless
用
job.
ができたら呼ぶから携帯持ってるわよね
If I need you for anything, I'll call you. You have your cell phone on you, right? Well, yeah,
じ
but
ゃそういうことで
I'm counting on you. Then... Miko pulls out a digital camera from the bag hanging from her shoulder.
でもお一人だと危なくないですか？
Won't you be in danger all on your own here, though? Kika asks Yamiko, concerned, but Yamiko just dismissively waves her hand.
ありがとうでも大丈夫よ慣れてるし作業にどのくらいかかるかわかんないしね
Thank you, but I'll be fine. I'm used to this. Plus, I don't know how long it'll take me to finish working. So we should probably stick together.
変なやつが来たらちゃんと大声出すから気にせず行ってらっしゃい
But if any creeps show up, I'll scream, so don't mind me and take a look around. The three of them leave their bags with Yamiko and start looking around the area. Seriously, this is dumb. Why did she even bring me along for this?
お姉ちゃんも言ってたじゃない。何かがあった時のためなんじゃないの？
She already told you. It's so that you'll be there in case something happens, right? Like what?
そんな
Like the mass murdering creep going around? The fuck?
力仕事とか？
I don't know. Don't ask me. Heavy lifting, I guess? Heavy lifting, huh? If that's the case, you can only sign exasperation. They aimlessly walk through the thicket. There's no real trail to speak of, but there is a line across the ground that seems to have been trodden on, implying that people do come this way. The shrine's main building is to their lower left, with its black rooftop visible from between the trees. Kyuji and Akane both try not to look in that direction. Looking up at the sky, he notices that rain clouds have suddenly started to gather. The branches above them here in the thickets are basically just twigs, allowing him to see the grey skies from between them. Didn't the ghost story happen on a rainy day like this? It's not raining yet. Kika gulps audibly. Akane stands in front of her, as if to shield her from Kyoji.
ジョージ、あんたちょっと無神経なんじゃない？ミソナさんが怖がってるじゃないの。
Kyoji, don't you think you're being kind of insensitive here? Poor Misono-san is frightened.
カズヤギさん、私なら大丈夫だから気にしないで。
Kazuyagi-san, don't mind me. I'm fine. Kika smiles, her face still drained of color.
遠慮しなくていいのよ、ミソナさん。私も正直怖かったし、これって多数決よ。
No need to be shy, Misono-san. I'm actually pretty scared too, so majority rules here. Didn't you say people live for excitement or something? Kyoji makes an exasperated retort, but Akane only indignantly puts her hand on her hips.
それとこれとは別。
That's got nothing to do with that. How does it not?
わかんないけど、とにかく別なのよ。
I don't know, it just doesn't. What are you getting so mad about? The ground beneath their feet is covered with fallen, dry leaves that makes crunching sounds when stepped on. Kyoji unintentionally watches as the laces on Akane's sneakers dance with every step she takes. She does look kind of pale. It was quiet and easy when they passed behind the shrine's main building. But despite that, Kyoji doesn't look around. In particular, he can't bring himself to look at Akane's face. However, he doesn't even have to look at her to feel that the air around her is so thick with tension. It almost feels frozen. 3 years, huh? Despite himself, being alone with Akane makes him think back to that event. Akane acts normally around him, or at least she tries to, because he has to ask himself how long they can keep this up. Maybe they should take the chance to just talk about it at some point, because he doesn't have the faintest clue of what he should say or how to say it. To begin with, he's not sure how he feels about it either. And it'll just be stupid to drag it up if I'm not gonna do something about it. Akane doesn't say a word about it herself, but she still sticks close to him like this, so she must feel much the same way. But staying like this just feels wrong. Feels like somewhere in his heart, there's this knot he's just can't tie. What can he do to change this feeling? Kika suddenly looks up at the sky. You can probably see the stars pretty clearly around here. Oh yeah, you're right. Kiji looks up too. While there are scary clouds hanging overhead right now, it's easy to imagine being able to see the stars in such a dark, empty place. Do you like looking at stars, Misono-san? She spends time in the old astronomy club, sweetheart. Yeah, I do. After she replies, she pauses for a moment. Huh? Do you see something over there? Kika raises her voice in curiosity. What's wrong, Misono-san? See, over there, there's something that looks like bricks. Oh, you're right, what is that? He follows their gaze as some 10 meters ahead of them, in the gap between some of the trees further down, is an object covered by a thick layer of dried leaves and creeping vines. In the gap between the vines and leaves, Gotchu can see what looks like reddish-brown bricks. It's hard to tell what it is from here, though. If it's made of bricks, it probably isn't as old as the story Yamiko told them, but the way the tree's branches hang over it and the vast coal around it do make for a very eerie atmosphere. Doesn't it look like it's got a cool story behind it? Let's check it out. You wanna go that far? The footing here doesn't seem very good. He could try to go there on his own, but he hesitates to take Akane along. The foliage is so thick, it's impossible to see the ground beneath. And since the ground is sloppy, even if only gently, it's dangerous to walk over there. Why not go back to Yamiko? Say we found something, and take her here, and then figure out how to get down. Don't, you'll get hurt. Yeah, go back and tell her and come with her here. Christ. But Yamiko and Echan told us to tell her if we discover something. Yes, Kika. Smart one. Maybe we should go back and let Yamiko-san know about this? Kika calmly proposes that, but Akane shakes her head, her eyes aglow with curiosity. This is how you get killed in a horror movie, girl. Or... Jesus Christ. We could do that, but we might as well check it out ourselves. Personally, I don't think you'll find anything that interesting. Well, we won't know for sure if we don't check it out. But there's no trail going from here to there, and the foliage is so thick we can't see what's underneath. It might be dangerous. You first take a curious stomp to see if the ground is safe, and then you walk. That's how you do it. I feel the same way, so let's just leave. It'll be fine, don't worry. Kyoji's used to the mountain trails, right, Kyoji? Ugh. Okay, that's as low as it can go. Huh, me? Being suddenly called out despite agreeing to Kika's argument so far makes Kyoji stare at Akane, surprised.
そうよ。誰も私が見に行くなんて言ってないでしょ。だいたい闇子お姉ちゃんを危ない目に遭わせるつもり？
What? What? Yeah, you. No one said I'll be checking it out. Yeah, you. No one said I'll go check it out. Or what? Are you going to have Ayamiko Onecha walk into danger? She's an adult. Kyoji is a child. Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. You're the boy here, so you should go check out if it's safe so we can tell Yamiko Onecha once there. I fucking hate this. I fucking hate this. That people just expect boys to just be like the heroic, strong guys that are way stronger and smarter than girls. When this is a child who is stupid, and she is an adult woman. No. Is that how it is? That will make Kyoji the one walking into danger, but apparently she's fine with that. Like, what? But Kika's face clouds over with anxiety. For a good reason. Fine, I'll go. Kyoji, don't be bullied. Really? Yeah, really. He nods, partially out of resignation, and begins walking over. Arguing about this too much would be pointless. He might as well just check it out. Once he sees there's nothing there, Akane should settle down. Is he going to see like a dead body? Just be careful, Jino-kun. Oh, right, your cell phone. Kika takes out her cell phone. We should exchange cell phone numbers. It'd be terrible if you got lost. I'm actually getting more like scared out of the like noises that are happening around me than the game. This is sad. I'm begging you, Misono-san, don't say stuff like that. You'll jinx us. Why not come with me? I will be the first to go and make the trail that you will know is safe, and you can come with me. It's a lot better than just going alone and dying. But she's right. Who knows what might happen? You do know how messed up that what you just said is. Maybe you're just imagining things, but Akane is oddly excited whenever she sees she's with Kika. Could you give me your cell phone number, Jino-kun? Wait, you don't have the cell phone or email address of your childhood friend that you hang out with. What's up? She takes out her cell phone, showing him her number on the screen. It only takes a moment for them to finish exchanging their contact info. Does he really not have Akane's cell phone number or email address? What kind of childhood friends are they? They are not even like friends. What the fuck? I'll go check it out then. They're literally just acquaintances by this point. Yeah, be careful. He nods at Akane before moving into the treacherous weeds. She goes to his house, but they don't have exchanged cell phone numbers. What? Or was she thinking about like with Kika? He walks ahead little by little, prodding the ground beneath him with his toes. The scent of the undergrowth fills his nose. You alright? Yeah, all good. As he suspected, the ground seems relatively stable, and the slope isn't that steep. There's still the risk of running into a snake, But at least it's easy for him to maintain his footing by keeping his hands on the slope. Even so, there's no doubt that the thick weeds are difficult to move through. Having to move through them with a skirt on must be even more unpleasant. You just hold your skirt. It's further than I thought. Even though he estimated that it's only 10 meters away, having to push through these weeds makes it feel like a pretty long distance to go. By the time he gets there, he's exhausted. Seriously, come on. He waves back to the girls who are staring at him, worried. You can get here by going around that way. There's a trail over there. Huh? There is? Yeah, talk about a waste of energy. Akane and Aoi hurriedly walk around the thicket. Wow, you're right. I guess that makes sense when you think about it. This thing is definitely man-made, so of course there will be a trail leading to it. I guess that makes sense. Shina-kun, you have cobwebs on you. Hika takes out a handkerchief and starts gently brushing them off his clothes. How posh are you that you take out a handkerchief and push the cobwebs off a person? Christ! I'm fine. Apparently my voice isn't. I'm fine. You'll just get your handkerchief dirty. Yeah, what the fuck? Why would you waste a handkerchief on cobwebs? Just use your hands. I don't mind that. Wow, she smells nice. Kyoji. His face is right in front of his. As Kyoji finds himself flustered by the length of her eyelashes, Akane coughs dryly. Yeah, I'm frustrated. Like, what the fuck is going on? So what is this thing? It's the well. Akane gently pulls away the wires on the structure, revealing a circular structure made of brickwood. So, this is the well that was piled with legs. It's slightly over a meter in diameter and stands just as tall. It seems to be capped by what looks like a concrete lid. Is this a well? Is this what wells look like? I thought they were made of wood, with a bucket on a pulley over there. Oh, fucking god. How stupid are you? I've seen things shaped like this in the book once. They made these kinds of brickwork wells before the Meiji period. Yeah, one of my relatives here has a well just like that in their house. Akane circles around to the other side of the well and points towards the ground. Here, see? There's some remains of a pillar. There used to be a pulley and a bucket over. Oh, Kyoji carefully examines the spot. He's always taken indoor plumbing for granted, and none of his relatives ever had a well anywhere in the garden. He has seen wells on TV and in movies. This is actually his first time seeing a real well in person. I wonder what it's like inside. Let's open it up. So, what if the ghost of a woman with long hair comes out? Don't make examples like that. Akane becomes flustered upon seeing Kika's frightened expression. Sorry, I wasn't trying to scare you or anything, Misono-san. Well, let's check it out. We'll find out if we move the lid. Listen to me already. Seriously, just what if you fall inside or something? Call Yamiko-san. Get her here and open the well together. It will help her research. I hate dumb characters. Where did all those guts you used to have go? A few years ago, you'd be diving headfirst into danger. But if I don't stop you here, who will? Kyoji gives the concrete lid a gentle push. Despite how heavy it looks, a bit of force is all it takes to cause the rim of the lid to screech a bit. A proper push seems to be all it takes to move it. No, you don't do that alone. You don't push that alone. If it's a big well, you don't do that. That's how you fall in. If you just push it on your own, because it can topple in, you can topple in. It's just stupid. You do it with several people if it's a big well. Huh, I think I can open this. I don't. He pushes a bit harder. The lid moves with surprising ease, making a heavy grinding noise as it does so. Oh, it really does move just a little more. Wow, you're right. What's it like inside? Now you're not stopping him? For everything she said, Akane leans in curiosity to look. Is it her? Hey, Oni-chan, what are you doing? Hearing a sugary voice from behind him, Kyoji jolts. Whoa, you scared me. Oh, here she is. Standing behind Kyoji is a girl with doll-like charm. Long, brightly colored hair that curls in gentle waves. Large, striking eyes. Skin that's way too white, like freshly driven snow. The girl's gaze is fixed directly on Kyoji. Wait, this girl... He furrows his brow. Feels like he's met her somewhere before. Where was it? Was it the incident with Akane? Or was it when he was riding to school? He swallows in surprise. Right, on the morning of his first day of school, he passed by her. Well, at least he thinks he did. On the way there. He thought that it was all a dream, but she's real after all. That realization is almost a relief. Say, didn't I see you the other day? Why is that hitting? What? Girl, get your head out of the fucking gutter. Hey, what are you hitting on a little girl for? Kyoji cheerfully approaches the girl, but Akane stares at him like he's just said something terribly filthy. He hasn't. What are you, stupid? That's not what I'm doing. Hey, don't you remember? I saw you down by the shrine and you told me something, right? The girl says nothing. She simply grins at him. Sorry, I guess I confused you for someone else? But even so, the girl continues smiling as she stares at Kyoji. I guess it really isn't her? But she feels like her, or at least that's what he thinks. He's not sure because it all happened in a single moment. But those striking eyes of hers, and her trailing long hair are like those of that girl. Like that illusion he saw the other day. As Kyoji stares at her puzzled, the girl narrows her eyes. Thump. Kyoji's heart starts beating faster. He's rendered speechless. What's with this girl? Her narrowed eyes, her red lips curled up into a smirk. Expression that looks strangely ecstatic. She's a child. She looks like a child, so she must be. What is this strange aura around her? It's not a pickup line. What the fuck, Akane? Hey, what's wrong with you? You start with pickup lines only to climb up on her? Akane cracks her eye smile and, as one does with a child, kneels down to look at the girl at eye level. Girl, you're literally not that much taller than her. Why would you go on one knee? You would literally be like at the height of her belly button. I'm sorry, he's being a little weird. Do you live around here? Where are your mom and dad? The girl doesn't answer her questions, but Akane patiently and gently speaks to her. Kyoji stands frozen in place, incapable of moving even an inch. She's transfixed by her large eyes. Feels like a death staring into headlights.
お名前は何て言うの？
What's your name? At this point, even Akane has to knit her brows.
学校は？
What school do you go to? At this point, the girl's small, thin lips finally part. With a voice as sweet as honey, she spits her words like venom.
うるさい。
Shut your trap already. Wait, what voice should I give, huh? Shut your trap already. Huh? Now Akane is just as disturbed as Kyoji. She gets to her feet with a start, like she can't believe what she just heard. Akane stares at her, shocked. The girl continues to twist the knife. Oh, metaphorically.
自分はいい人でいられるとでも思っているの？
You annoying busybody. What do you think sticking your nose where it doesn't belong makes you a saint?
ちょっと何言って。
Hey, what are you saying?
うっとうしいわね、あなた。みんな口に出さないだけなのよ。
You're annoying, you know that? Everybody else just doesn't feel comfortable telling you that. Akane's face flushes. The girl's lips become even redder as they call into crescent sneer. The girl then turns her eyes to Kika. She looks her up and down a few times. Once finished, the girl brings a hand to her lips and chuckles as she looks at Kika from the corner of her eyes.
何？私に何か。
What? Is there something?
鉄棒がそんなにいいんだ。
She's like a bird trapped in a cage, huh? You like iron bars that much, huh? Her words make a little sense. Despite that, Kika's expression instantly freezes over. All the color drains from her face at once.
みそのさん？
Misono-san?
なんでもないの？
Nodding. It's nodding.
なんでもないの？
Nodding, huh? With an obscene cackle, the girl intently stares at
それ
Kika.
にね、私あんたの顔嫌い。大嫌い。
Oh, I love her voice. And besides, I don't like the way you look. I hate your face. Look at you, running your mouth like that. Kyoji spits out in displeasure. Come on, let's just get out of here. We don't have to put up with her. He pushes Akane Kika away and walks off.
そうね。
Yeah, let's... Did you really get bullied by a child? Jesus Christ, it's visible that you're children yourselves. But because of the tall weeds crowding around them, his path takes him so close to the girl that his body brushes against hers. What? The moment he does, he feels a shiver shoot down his spine. Once they make it a short distance away, he throws a glance over his shoulder back at the girl. She's far away. Why does this girl look so distant? It's like there's a layer of film covering her body, just a few centimeters over her skin, that isolates her from the rest of the world. Something strange, even alien, like the shimmering waves of her mirage, or even powerful magnetism surrounding her. It's like the area around her and her alone is at the bottom of the ocean. On top of that, feels like her visage is slowly melting under the slender trees of the woods. No. Since she appeared, the woods themselves even feel foreign and different. Looking at her, he realizes she's glaring straight back at him.
私の名前はユカ。覚えておいてね。
My name is Yuka. Remember it. Huh? Kyoji stops in his tracks.
どうしたの？
What's wrong? The girl just said, my name is Yuka.
ちょっとやだ。何言ってんのよ。
Hey,
何も言ってないわ。
cut that out. She didn't say anything. Don't lie to me. I know I just heard her say...
言ってないってば。
I'm telling you, she didn't say anything. Akane calls out frightened. Are you frightened by a child? The fuck? I don't get this shit. Like, I get being frightened, but she literally hasn't really done anything apart from being like cocky. But that can't be. He heard her so clearly. Holding back the urge to shout, he turns to Kika and asks, "What about you, Misuno-san? You heard her, right? The girl definitely just said..."
ごめんなさい。私にも聞こえなかったの。
Chino-kun, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it either. Kika says, her expression frightened. But that can't be. The girl is still standing next to the well, grinning at him, so they're right next to her. Let's just go. Kiichi can't find it in himself to say anything else. He can't help but think that the voice identifying the girl as Yuka had sounded entirely within his head. I'm going mental over these characters. How am I supposed to like them if they're so fucking stupid? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You literally just got insulted by a kid who are scared of her and ran away and now are screaming at each other. Even if the kid is rude, you should act pleasant, because either they will stop being rude because they think you're no fun, or they'll actually like rethink about their decisions and stop being rude. Just, you can't run away. He silently goes back the way they came earlier. His pace is rushed in his desperation to get away as far from the girl as possible. Some part of him feels absurd for acting this way. She's just an adorable little girl, but he can't help but feel terribly afraid of her. It's cold. Okay, I'll end it here. Don't know how long I've been recording, but yeah, let's just end it here. I'm so tired of these characters, what the hell. Jesus Christ. I hope they stop being a bit more likable, because this is just annoying to go through. I'm in pain. Yeah, thank you for watching another video. Let's hope the story gets a bit more likable after a while, and that they finally go to Yamiko and tell her that they found the well and open the well. Also tell her about the child, like who the fuck is she? Bye bye.